games, and we're also going to talk about the other ways that individual players and clubs can pick up some of that over $60 million in prize pools. I mean, initialized 33.8 mil. That's a lot.
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of $1 million prize pools in there. Dr. Evil wishes he could be asking for that amount of money. It's so ridiculous. Look at the money.
I mean, it's fantastic, and I think Katie said it a little bit earlier today. It is life-changing money for many of these teams, many of these players, especially maybe not the Team Falcons Warzone squad that have already done a whole lot for themselves. But I mean, Katie, what are the other elements, of course, because I want to move on to player bounties and how that works.
Yeah, so player bounties are going to be an extra, chunk of change you can put in your pocket if you really stand out amongst your peers.
The single player?
Yes.
MVP?
I've heard some might share with their teams, but some might say, hey, maybe you should have played better. That's mine. Thank you.
How does the player bounties work? Give me an example.
So it is different per game, but as you can see, example, Apex, it's going to be winning a match with more than 15 kills. Free Fire having the best overall accuracy, which we know for a mobile title is going to be quite tricky to do, but every game has its own unique MVP capacity.
Okay, so each one has its own unique MVP. I asked you all to do homework.
Yes.
Tell me what your unique MVPs were. This is where I really put you on the spot.
I have done it. It's fine.
Jay, I know. I'm going to come to you first. Okay, so how does it work in Mobile Legends Bang Bang? And what do you like? Who do you think could maybe? Is it easy? Is it hard?
Okay, so for Mobile Legends Bang Bang, it's also pretty simple. We are looking for the best escapes, the lowest HP, and you already saw one of my favorite already that could be walking away with that 50k, and that is Kyrie. That escape that he did in M4 with the Hayabusa was just phenomenal.
Okay. So I get that. So it is those guys. Do you know, does it have to be voted by talent? Is it fans? By the talent on it. Oh, that is so stressful for them.
Yeah,
don't get it wrong.
So friends, help me out.
What's going to be yours?
I quote, it is the spiciest level 1 play made by a player, as voted by talent.
Player as well,
it is
right?
individual player, so spiciest level 1 play from an individual player.
Can I be honest? I think that's actually kind of hard because
It's really
I
hard.
think most level 1 plays are a group play most of the time.
It'll be
what if it's reversed? What if somebody ints? What's if that's the
Oh no.
spicy-
Yeah, no. That would be just like, here, have 50k for messing up. That would be
well, okay,
That's your consolation.
Somehow I think that is against the spirit of the Esports World Cup, but it is funny as hell. Katie, how does it work in Warzone?
Warzone is going to be the top overall slayer from that top team who wins the whole thing. And I'm not sure, I mentioned that some teams might split. I heard rumblings that could happen in Warzone. It's fairly common concept.
Can you define Slayer? What is Slayer in terms of Warzone termination? So total kills.
Yes.
Okay, go. Total kills secured. Okay, so that's it. Of course, there are bounties for every single game that is happening here at EWC, and we will be explaining them, as will the broadcast, throughout the course of the next 8 weeks. It is time to finally reveal to you how the club championship works as well. All 30 clubs participating in EWC 2024, in order to have a chance at picking up the club championship, need to win a single title. If they do so, it will accrue them 1,000 points towards that championship and initialize. How else does it work?
Well, as you can see, you really want to be getting towards the upper placements because the points really drop off as you start going on down. That 1,000 points is all important. And also worth noting, if you're in a tournament where you end up with shared 3rd, 4th place matches, League of Legends, for example, you'll split the points.
And of course, the club with the highest amount of club championship points takes home the giant prize. The next thing is, what is the prize? And Jace, read the numbers to me.
Definitely, we're looking at the lion's share, 7 million right there, on top of what they've already won from the respective
Excuse me, no, hold on, look. It's the players that get the money from the tournaments. Obviously, based on contracts, I have no idea. This is bad. Bail out. 7 million for the winning club, though. That is huge.
That is huge, and of course, it also amounts to additional $20 million into that prize pool.
I think this is something that, for anybody that has been around esports or has watched for a very long time, this is one of the most exciting upgrades in my mind. It's the first time you're really seeing this congregation of all of the titles under one championship, under one trophy. I'm going to ask you a very difficult question. And Katie, I'm going to ask you first. Which club do you think is maybe a frontrunner or a possibility to take home that club championship?
I think that is a great question. And in the words of Danny Aaron, I'm thinking Thieves.
Ooh. Is this just, what was the word? What did he say? Did he say they were zesty? No, they said they're passionate. Is this just because they're passionate?
Zesty?
I don't know.
I don't know if we're describing them like a salad dressing, but yes.
You love salads.
Man. Okay, we are very close to trophy reveal. Jace, who do you think has a shot at picking up the club?
I personally think that Falcons have a great shot. Just looking at the fact that they've got lot of clubs in EWC right here, and they've also picked up one of the world champions, ex-world champions for MLBB, that is Falcons AP.
And obviously we've heard that their Warzone team is fantastic. Theoretically,
Yeah.
if everything comes to pass, that's 2,000 points. You are not going to get a chance to protect your
Wow.
able to do it on Saturday. Right now, it's time to reveal the trophies.
The Esports World Cup is a unique tournament and will have a very unique trophy system, consisting of keys, game trophies, the Club Championship trophy, and the totem. Introducing the key. This symbolizes a participant's right to compete in Riyadh. Each team or player will receive a personalized key consisting of the inner key and the outer frame, winning a competition trophy. A champion's key will be inserted inside. The frame will be placed into the totem. A physical block on display in Riyadh, serving as a progress bar of the Esports World Cup. The totem will remain in Riyadh as a chronicle of the Esports World Cup history. Those who get eliminated throughout the competition must give up their keys and see them crushed. Their broken keys will be tossed into the totem and encased in resin, symbolizing those that tried to win but fell short. However, as an additional privilege for winning, each game's champion gets to select 3 opponents' keys to be encased in the base of their trophy as an additional, more personal prize. Losers will go home with their keys replaced with a token that marks where they ended their journey. Witness history unfold at the Esports World Cup.
That is one of the most impressive things that we've seen. And right now we actually have the totem, we actually have the trophy. I want to unpack what it means to actually crush the keys of your opponents, maybe after we've demonstrated this. You guys are holding some very fancy things, so
Very much so.
initialize Katie, take it away.
I am feeling slightly nervous because I've got to wear these gloves because this is very nice. I'm not allowed to touch this with bare hands. It is such a cool trophy.
Yeah, I mean, even this, it's gold, it's hefty, it actually has weight. I can't imagine how heavy that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely pretty weighty. I'm glad I prepped doing this so I knew what I was doing. Doing this live could have got very weird otherwise. And, you know, beyond that as well, I think there is something about how unique the trophy system is. It encapsulates the club competition, the fact that you can mess with your opponents by taking their keys off them, and that I just think is so awesome as well.
Yeah, the fact that you're encapsulating the story of such a huge event into the trophy itself, something that you can show people and you can walk them through based on what is on that trophy, the highest highs, and for some teams and clubs, the lowest lows.
Katie, can you walk me through how the key and the trophy works? God, that was so lame.
I would
Okay,
love
sorry.
Don't make me laugh. I just
Shot.
hold on to this.
Okay,
Thank you. Now, I'm going to have to be very careful, but for example, say this is the key of the club their team has unfortunately lost. So this is G2, and they have to hand their key over
Excuse
to
me?
Fnatic.
Oh, what? Hang on. That's still letting me a win. That's still letting me a win. It's still letting me a win. That's what I count that as. That's exactly what I count that as.
Deliberately to hurt
I
me.
would never.
Okay, but then the question is, which keys would G2 crush to go under the trophy?
Ooh.
Since you're the one throwing shade.
Oh, no.
Come on now,
Oh,
throw
no.
some
That's
shade.
not fair, because I come from COD, and they don't really have a... I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yeah.
It would be Fnatic, for sure.
There we go.
Like, that's the other European squad, they
Yeah,
can rub it in
it's-
forever
yeah.
without fail. I know what those fan bases are like. They would definitely do that. And probably, honestly, something like T1 and maybe BLG might be my
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. For MLBB, I guess the rivalries really run deep. Especially, we're talking about the battle between the regions, and if you look at the chat, right, it's always about their own region supremacy. And I don't know, man. Like, they could just put each other region underneath right there.
Okay, well listen, I can actually see Sam's hands.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
This is very
I'm gonna ask you to
shaking
put it
right
down. While I ask Sam to put this down, we're
that.
going to check you with I hold shift and the totem. Could have waited a second.
I'm
Right,
sorry.
shift over to you. Shift over to you.
Guys, I'm down here on the main floor in front of the Esports World Cup totem, and oh, wow, this thing is absolutely incredible. Small sneak peek of what the trophies are going to look like for each of our teams, but here on the totem, this is where the key frames are going to be inserted for all of our champions for each of the different games. You can see them listed from top to bottom in order, of course, but let's just show you how this all works. If I win Tekken 8, I got my keyframe here, and I slot it right on in where my name will eventually also be displayed for the history of the Esports World Cups to come. So it's going to be super awesome. As the event goes on, the board is going to get filled up every single time we crown a new champion. But cooler than that, once we get through the entire event, this whole totem will be displayed for future years in the annals of history for Esports World Cup. We'll start all over and do it all again for 2025. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see this totem start to get filled up, guys.
Thank you so much, Shift. It really has been a pleasure watching you all evening. And of course, for the totems, we didn't really get a lot of time to talk and unpack it all. It's new, it's nuanced. The immediate thing that I love is that if a team wins a trophy, the fact that they get to select the keys of their opponents to form it, right? So you've already got existing rivalries, you've already got existing banter, you've already got existing love-hate relationships amongst the clubs that are competing, but I do like the element of it. Would you like to actually have a conversational point maybe about the demonstration?